Hello, Assalamualaikum. I am Asyraaf.
I am Imran.
I am Al. And I'm Wazif.
So we will be doing an assignment about taking off of pad footing and stump based on the question of January 2018, question 3. So let's begin. Excavation work of pad footing. In doing taking off for excavation work for pad footing, we must first excavate the topsoil first. In this stage, the depth of the topsoil will always be 150 millimeters. We then must calculate the area of the pad footing only for the topsoil, as this is the most common way used by a contractor to quote the price for topsoil layer. Next, we must do the taking off for the trench depth, which is lesser than 1.5 meters. If the overall footing is deeper than 1.5 meters, simply take the depth as 1.5 meters, as this is the maximum depth for this type of trench. If the pad footing is deeper than 1.5 meters, we must proceed to the next step, which is trench deeper than 1.5 meters but lesser than 3 meters. As you can see, taking off is different for certain depth. This is because the deeper the trench, the harder the soil will be, hence resulting in a more difficult task to be completed. That is all for excavation work of pad footing. Thank you.
Taking off pad footing reinforcement. We are taking off reinforcement for 2 pad footing, 2 stump, and lastly taking off the link for pad footing C1 F1 and C2 F2. We start with pad footing reinforcement for C1 F1. First, consider the width of pad footing as the length of the rough length for reinforcement, then minus it with 2 cover and plus with 2 bend in order to determine the length of reinforcement. So the pad footing C1 F1 has 4 structure, both way and 8 number of reinforcement. So we need to time the length of reinforcement with 4 structure and time 2 in the both way and time 8 for the number of reinforcement to get the total length of reinforcement. Next, we will taking off for stump. Stump C1 F1 and C2 F2 has same height, so we can calculate for 1 unit. The rough length of reinforcement is the height of the stump start from pad footing. Then we minus it with cover and minus with 2 diameter of bar, plus with lapping and plus with bend. Since the stump for C1 F1 has 4 structure and 4 number of reinforcement 4/4, so we next time the length of reinforcement with 4 for the structure and time 4 for the number of the bar. For the stump C2 F2, which has 2 structure and 6 number of bar, so we need to time with 2 and 6 in order to get the reinforcement for stump C2 and F2. Taking off link reinforcement for stump C1 F1. Length of link reinforcement is the perimeter of stump. The dimension of stump, which is height and width, must be minus with cover and plus with anchorage before calculate its perimeter. Then we must calculate the number of stirrup. First, to calculate the number of stirrup, you must get the height of stump, which is the length or the height of stump start from pad footing, minus with cover and minus with 2 diameter bar, and then minus with ground beam. And length of the stump must be over with spacing and plus with 1 in order to get the number of stirrup. And as we know, for stump C1 F1 has 4 structure and 14 number of stirrup. So to get the total length of the link, so we must calculate the length of link time by 4 and time with 14. This Repeat the same step in order to calculate the link reinforcement for stump C2F2. Thank you.
Okay, we continue with the calculation for the formwork. Formwork consists for two main structure, which is pad footing and also stump. For the pad footing, we have C1 and C2. For the C1, as the information we get from the question, for C1 the length is 1.2 meter each side and the height will be 0.45 meter. So the calculation, the number of structure is 4 and the number of member is also 4, and times with the length and the height. So as we calculate, we get the answer. That's one is for the C1. And we continue with the C2 pad footing. Also we get the information from the table above based on the question. The length is 1.5 meter and the height will be 0.45 meter. And for C2, we only have two number of structure and consists of 4 member. So the calculation, we times with the length and also the height, and we get the answer. As for the stump, the general, which for the length of the stump is 1.75 meter, which is coming from the ground beam until the footing, minus with 0.4 meter, the height of the ground beam, and minus with 0.45 meter from the pad footing, it will be 0.9 meter clear for the stump height. Stump also consists of two different type, which is C1 and C2. For C1, the size will be 200 mm times with 200 mm, as the length is same for each member, so we can calculate it together, which is 4 number of structure times with the 4 member, because the length of each side is equal, which is 0.2 meter, times with the length of the stump, which is 0.9 meter, and we get the answer. Continue with the C2 stump, which is the dimension is 250 times 200 mm each side. So for this case, we have two different length of each side, so we need to separate it into two different structure with 2 member, times with the length of the stump, which is 0.9, times with the 0.2 meter, we get the answer. And for the other one, for the other side, we got 2 number of structure times with 2 member, 0.25 meter times with 0.9 meter, and we got the answer. That's all for the calculation of formwork. Thank you.
Next, we are talking about concrete, flat footing and stump. Firstly, you have to know the dimension of the flat footing C1, F1 and C2, F2. From the question, we can get the dimension, which are 1.2 meter of the length, 1.2 meter of the width and 0.5 meter of the height. Then we have to times these 3 and multiply with 4 because of the 4 structure of the flat footing F, C1 and F1. For the pad footing C2, F2, we repeated the early step, but we just need to multiply with 2 because the structure of the flat footing. The calculation you can see as the picture shown. For the stump C1, F1 and C2, F2, we need to find the actual height of the stump.
Based on the question given, the height must be minus which height of beam and height of flat footing. After the minus, the actual height must be times with stump length and stump width. The equal must be multiplied with 4 structure of the stump C1, F1. Same goes with stump C2, F2. The actual height will times with the width and the length to get their volume. The volume of the concrete must be multiplied with 2 because of the 2 structure. The results for the concrete, for pad footing and stump will be shown in bill of quantity. That's all for concrete. Thank you.